guys, now we're going to do a basic setup of the V control, showing you how to calibrate the sticks and how to set up your switches and things like that. So what we're going to do is, the first thing you do is you click your button here, and what's going to happen is you have all your different things that you can assign, or you can actually menus that you can enter. When you enter one, you'll see other things open up. If you ever want to bind the radio to a V control satellite and you see a line through it, that's because the motor switch is on. As soon as you turn it off, the bind stays and it allows you to bind. Right now I don't have a V control receiver set up, so it's not actually going to see anything. It's just sitting there waiting. Okay, so application enable basically goes through and allows you to enable all the applications that you install. All of these with an X next to it are working. So you don't have to worry about turning those on or off. All the basic stuff like V-Plane, Blaze Basic, and all that stuff, you can turn wireless simulator, you can turn those on whenever you want. And that's what they're there. If it's a system function, you won't have to worry about it because it's always on. Okay, so we're going to exit the application setup enable, and then we're going to go to the USB mode. That allows you to do like a simulator, or basically no USB connection to the computer if you want to do different things. That's what that actual function is for. If you go to display contrast, that allows you to turn the actual display up or down. You can see it gets kind of light or darker, depends on how it works. But the coolest thing about this is the V control. When you actually cover this little sensor here in the sunlight, you'll see the display go up and down. Right now it's a normal sun, it's not going to do anything, so it's no different. Let's see if we can do it here. All right, we'll cut that out. We'll edit that out. Edit that part out. No. And then you got your minimum brightness that you can actually set for how bright you want the screen to be. And that'll allow you to turn it up or down or change it however you like. The BMFA failsafe test allows you to turn the transmitter off with the helicopter or plane connected. That's something that the British Club regulations have. You have to have that, otherwise they won't allow you to fly over there. So this is something that Mikado added to allow you to do it if you wanted to do it. Volumes. These are the volumes you can adjust for each individual function of the V control. Whether it's the wheel sounds, like whenever you spin the wheel, the messages from the system, like if you're asking for different things when you flip switches, and the telemetry and the timer. All those things are independently adjustable. The next one is the buddy box setup, which you can do later on if you wanted to do wireless buddy boxing. But the next one that you want to do is the assign and calibrate. Now, what you want to do is you want to choose what mode you're in for stick mode. You can actually change what mode your transmitter works in. As you can see, the actual everything changes to whatever you decide to be. A normal helicopter pilot is going to use stick 2 for the most part in the United States. Stick mode 2. Like over in Europe and in Australia and things, they like to use 1 where things are a little bit different. So it just depends on what you want, but you can switch them. You can actually also switch the gimbals if you wanted to do that as well. This is how you calibrate the actual sticks. You go to the next one, it says calibrate the aileron. Okay, so all you do is you hold the stick to the right until you see it says 100% on the screen to the right. Then you move it to the left, same thing until you see it says 100% to the left. It's calibrated, it's ready to go. Now you do the same thing for elevator. You hold it down until it says 100%. You push it up till it says 100%. You let it go. Next one. Rudder. Right. Left. Next. Okay, now pitch. All the way down. All the way up. Good to go. Now, collective find center. This basically allows you to center where you want the center spot to be 0 pitch on a helicopter or 50% on a plane. So you pull the stick to the center, you move it to where it's mechanically at 0 pitch. You can see the output's made a little bit different from what it should be. Okay, so you see it says mechanically at 0 pitch. You move up to set 0, you hit enter. Now that spot is going to be 0. So you can actually change it to whatever you like. Most people just go with 50%. Mandatory switches. Now, these are how you assign different switches on the V-bar control to do whatever you want them to do. So let's say I want to change my bank switch or my motor switch, which right now is assigned to switch number 2. I go over to motor, I click it, and if you change the switches, you see the arrow changes to what switch you want to assign it to. So you can assign the motor switch to whatever switch you want it to be. It's completely up to you. Once you've assigned it to the switch you want, you can actually change how you want it to function, whether it's reversed or forward. Right now, the switch is in the run position because it's down. Some people like it that way. Most people like it the other way around, where the motor switch has to be pulled forward in order to be in run. See, that's how it works. So idle is always going to be in the center no matter what. Run is forward in this case. Off is going to be back. If you want to change your bank switching, you change to the bank, whatever switch you want it to be. Some people like the middle switch up here, the 1, so that's where we're going to set it. So you change it to 5, and then you change it how you want the banks to work. So bank switch 1 to be there, or bank switch 3 is there. Most people do it backwards. So bank switch down is 1, so that's idle up 1, 2, 3. There are your bank switches. Now your buddy switch is when you want to do your wireless buddy boxing. That's what you can change those switches to as well. Now, there's one more thing that you have to do. You see this little lock icon here. What that does is allows you to assign another type of parameter lock. So it's like a throttle hold. You can assign it to whatever you like. If you look right now, it says unlocked, okay? But when you go to the main screen of the helicopter and you turn everything on, everything is working like it should, okay? If you go to local switches, that parameter lock right now is off. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Watch what happens. See, right now it's locked. So right now the V control, excuse me, that's the parameter lock, unlock. That's the unlock, modify, lock, modify. Right now it's on, and we're going to assign it to, let's say we assign it to this switch. And so once you've assigned it to that switch, you can hear it open and close. You do that, and what happens is that'll allow you to assign a certain value to this knob, and you can actually adjust that value in the flare, in flight. Once you got it where you want it, let's say it's 50%, you lock it. Now it's locked, and no matter where you turn this knob, it won't adjust anything else, which is really cool. Okay, what I meant to go to originally was the security. That is going to be here. Right now, it says 1, normal, active, okay? You can actually assign that switch to be whatever switch you want it to be on. Right now, if you turn it to on, security on, it says active. When you go to the main screen, you won't see anything on here, so everything will work like it should, okay? Now, if you go back to that and you turn it, the security off, which means the transmitter is secure at this point, when you go to the main screen, you'll see that lock there. And when you flip the switches, it'll show you that everything's on, but the transmitter actually won't do anything. No output goes to the V-bar. So unless you assign that to a specific switch, like a throttle hold, that's what you're going to see on the main screen when it comes up, and that'll kind of confuse people sometimes. So what you want to do is you want to set the security either to a switch, assign it to a switch. Let's go ahead and assign it to the back switch right now. And you'll see where it says secure when I flip the switch. So that's like a hold. That's like another throttle hold. You can turn it on or off. And it's only one position. I mean, it's one position off, and either one, forward or off, will do it. And you can change that to backwards if you want and make it off that way. And then it's only a throttle hold when you flip it like this, or it's ready to go. And then it's secure when it's off. It's kind of backwards how most people do it. So we can change it to that, so we can make it so that that switch, whenever you flip that, is a throttle hold. Okay, next is optional switches. Now, these are different switches that you can assign to anything on the V control, like when you do the new Neo and you want to do the rescue function. Let's say you want to assign it to this switch. We're going to make that, say it's option 2 or option 1. That's what it's, an optional switch number 1. Right now, it's assigned to switch number 1. We can change that to whatever switch we want to. We're going to leave it on 1 right now. So when it's in the center, you'll see position A, center, and position B. You can reverse that if you like, so the Neo will work your rescue when it's forward like this, or you can make it work it when it's backwards. The position forward is the most common because it's spring-loaded, and that's what helps people work with the Neo. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave that in option 1. Now, transmitter name, you can name the transmitter whatever you like. It's completely up to you. archive is for screenshots, and your battery archives for different things, and log archives for the V-bars, so you can check the actual status of your V-bars. And then you got this switch off timeout. What this does is, if you leave the transmitter in, let's say you just walk away from the transmitter, in 2 minutes it'll shut off by itself. It's completely up to you. You can change that to 5 minutes, all the way up to 9 minutes, whatever. Most people usually leave it about 5 minutes. That way, you're not working on a helicopter and the transmitter shuts off because you're not doing anything. And then you got the screenshots, which you can actually set up if you like, and that'll allow you to toggle a switch and it'll take a picture of the screen. So if you got like a GPS and you want to take a picture of the actual speed of the helicopter or the plane, it's there for you. So that's a basic setup for the transmitter before you get started.